First and foremost, welcome to the experience. This is This, That, and the Third interview series, and I'm your host, Steven the Dream. As always, behind the scene, creative eye visuals. We at live TZ Da Vinci, TZ the Flair, and we at the Power 104.4 FM studios looking as good as ever, man. We got a very, very special guest in the building today, man. I told y'all 2020, every time we come on this platform, we stepping it up each month, each week. We bring in more artistry to the table. We bring in more of the city to the table, really, because it's a lot of talent out here, man. And this guy's really about to go international with it, man. I think if you haven't already heard his music in other places, it gets played in, not just in the Carolinas, it gets played in New York. I done heard his music get played on the West Coast. I done heard his music get played out the country. So this is a guy that y'all really need to get in tune with if you haven't already. We got the one and only JxHines in the building with us today, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, we get a clan clap. We actually got a crowd in here for once, man, for this day and the third. This is wild. We live. And make sure y'all check us out on YouTube at This, That, and the Third interview series. JxHines, welcome, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you for having me. You know what I'm saying? Live on set.
Yes, sir. That's a long time in the making, man. This is a long time in the making. I've been watching you for a while, develop as an artist.
Appreciate it.
Go through a lot of different things, you know, in the business that, you know, I'm sure that you weren't ready for. And then once you got ready for it, you realize the double back is even more important because, you know, it's really your time right now. And I think you got things together and you're moving in the right way.
100%.
Take the people back to just who you are, where the name comes from. Who is JxHines?
So, you know, for people that don't know, you know, and for the ones that do know, I kind of like came up through the promotion game, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of just how I built my name. But I always had like a love for music, you know what I'm saying? My background always was music, but it was just like, you know, on the football team, recording stuff in the dorm, and you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like experiencing or just kind of feeling like, is this what I really want to do type of situation. So like, you know, for the ones that seen it through that, from the time that me and King Carter dropped the first song, you know, the whole Protect and Serve, I think that's when kind of like people started realizing like, oh snap, bro, sing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then from there, we did the remix joint with Baby Jesus.
Yep.
As everybody know, the baby, you know what I'm saying? So
early. Baby Jesus.
Early. So we did that, and that's kind of like how my name just kind of went from there. And then through those years, I just kind of just been reinventing myself and staying consistent the best way I could stay consistent, you know what I'm saying, at my pace. And that's what I kind of started realizing once I started getting up in the business and I started seeing how people move and how things go, you know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you my real first introduction to you was by your man Jules, who's in the building. Jules told me, he was like,
go get your juice.
Yeah, for sure. You know, he was just telling me like, yo, I got this guy that's like really like that. Like he, you know, if people don't know, you're from Florida.
Yeah,
you know,
originally
from Florida. But he told me like the guy he got something about him. It was the charisma. And I want to say the first song I heard, the On My Way.
Okay. Yeah.
So I heard, and it went crazy. I was like, okay, you know, I see what he's talking about. I see it's there. And then I met you. You know, we had a chance to kind of link up, and I was like, you know, this is an artist that can really connect. What is your, you know, how do you like to connect with your fans, like in terms of just that one-on-one connection? Because I see, you know, online we all try to do that now, but that interaction, just being able to have a conversation with you, seems important to you.
I mean, I just always been a people's person, you know what I'm saying? Or like just a lovable person, bro. Like, you know, I used to kind of like, at some point when I was just a teenager growing up, I used to think like, you know, if he was tough, that was the cool way to be. Like, really knowing that it's not. It's like, you know, I could be who I originally am and just kind of just float in the room and just do me, bro. So I like to connect with people. I like to meet new people. You know what I'm saying? I like to go out and shake hands. I like to know who you are. I want to find the most important person in the room and attach myself to it because I know that's where I belong. So, you know, I just kind of always feel like, you know, the people are going to help me get to where I want to go. So why wouldn't I want to touch and, you know, be personal with them? You know what I'm saying? And I think this is probably the most I've ever been.
I've seen it, like, even at your shows, like you put up a post the other day or the other week, it was like crowd control.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, the way that I've seen you maybe perform like 2 or 3 times in 2 or 3 different venues, and that was very important, but those people really, like, sat there and waited, or sat there and sung the song, or sat there and waved their hands, like, you know, being able to do that and connect like that, I think more artists gotta continue to do those things. Let me ask you this though, just to change gears a little bit.
Okay.
You grew up in the church. Grew up singing in the church.
Yeah. Well, not singing. I was a drummer. You know what I'm saying? Like my peoples are the ones that like they the vocalists for real. Like I knew I could sing, but I was the one that was like singing to the girls on the phone, like you know what I'm saying, to get caught, but they had the long extension cord.
That's what I was gonna ask. How did it turn from like, well, I thought you were singing in the church, but being in the church to like the secular music, I guess, you know.
I don't even really call what I do secular. I just feel like it's love. Like if you're gonna classify love as sexual, then all right. But I just feel like it's a feeling. It's a good feeling. I want it to be where dudes can be cool. Like, yo, I'm with my shorty today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, it's a vibe.
You personify
it's a big vibe, actually.
You personify that. You say your music is a vibe. Like, you know, it's like you taking something from the past, putting it with what you got going now, and it ultimately is a vibe. Like, what is, to get deeper into, you know, what JxHines is as a person, like, what is love? What is your love vibe? Like, is JxHines in love?
Can we go JxHines in love? I'm not in love yet. I've been in love. You know, so at the end of the day, I know what it feels like. Okay. I know I've experienced it, but it's just like just really what the whole making it cool to love again thing is about. It's about self-love. Like, I can't love you or anybody else or my girl if I ain't loving myself. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't right, I'm gonna be right for you.
Right.
So it starts with me first. So when I'm talking about making it cool to love again, I'm talking about self-love first. You know what I'm saying? And everything else follows suit. So, you know, I just had to get back in a place where I was just back in love with myself, and I wasn't feeling that. You feel me? Because I was so used to, like, you know, just pouring out to everybody else, servicing everybody else, building everybody else. I was forgetting about me. You know what I'm saying? And that shit kind of put me in a place where it was just like, I wouldn't say dark, because it ain't really some of the darkest days, but it's still like some moments for me that was just kind of like, you know, threw me off balance, but I had to just find my way back to where I needed to be. So
JxHines here with his latest in the third interview series. What's some influences coming up? Because I think you've probably met some of those people that may have had some influences over the time, or maybe just, you know, you've covered some of their songs I've heard for sure, but like, who are some people that you listen to coming up?
Michael Jackson for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, it was like a lot of gospel.
And Michael Jackson, real quick, bro, I gotta tell y'all a quick story. When Michael Jackson passed away, bro, I promise you, I was in California at the time, and I was with some people from Indiana. I've never seen people cry so hard in my life over somebody ever that they probably never met, but I mean, I guess they was like, you don't understand.
They feel apart because of where they from. You know what I'm saying?
The connection that he made, man, like, we all, like, you know, I'm sure love Mike, but, you know, were you like dancing, like, you know, doing that?
No, no cap. Like, I used to, my sister, like, any one of my brothers or sisters tell you, like, when Michael Jackson used to come on, I literally used to go to my room, bruh, get my church shoes and some white socks, and my mama had white towel. I used to moonwalk the entire floor, and she'd be scuffed up, so she'd come home.
I know she was like
heated, like, what? Who's scuffing up my floor? But that was like my earliest connection, to just actually seeing somebody like that to that magnitude. Yeah. And then after that, you know, it was like your Ushers, your Chris, your Tanks, Jamie Foxx. Man, list goes on. Jodeci, you had like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just always connected with what felt good, because, you know, I always like to just, like I said, like, I mean, I listen to my rap too, don't get me wrong. I got that side to me. Like, that's where that other side come out, where people like, is he singing or is he rapping? I'm doing both. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, facts, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I got that side where I grew up on the Field Mobs, the Jay-Z's, you know what I'm saying? The T.I.'s, like Trick Daddy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still got that side to me too. So, you know, I just kind of put it all together, and we just make it cool and make it a big vibe.
Yeah.
And that's what it's been doing. It's just been flourishing.
Making the vibe, J-Stacks.
Yeah.
That combination.
Crazy.
Like, talk about, I mean, I done seen some of the sessions, and like, when y'all post the clips, like, wild. I get mad, like, you know what I'm saying?
And you know what's so funny, bro? That ain't even the real records that we trying to, like, get to.
Some throwaways?
Nah, them ain't even, I wouldn't even say throwaways. It's just like, everything ain't a hit. Like, I mean, you gotta understand, like, there's certain records that, like, you like, yo, and then you got records that are just album cuts, or it's just like, you know, it fills out a body of work, so people can get a wider perspective of how versatile or how deep or how lyrical, or because like when people got past the phase with Fireflies, they finally realized like, oh, he was talking about a love song.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people like when you first hear it,
we can
just,
get into it.
When they first hop on it, they hear the beat. They taken away by rhythm, but when you start really peeling back the layers, it's like, I'm getting deep, bro. Like if you listening, you feel me? So
that song is Fireflies is the song. Let me give Fireflies a second, cause like it's a huge record, bro.
100%.
I gotta go to Fashion.
Okay. Shout out.
What we 2 years? That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, shout out to T. Yeah, like that's when I was working heavy with my guy T. Fashion is definitely a super smash.
It was a crazy record, and it was the vibe of it,
right.
and your message in that, making it cool to love again. It just all went into it,
self-love.
Yeah, like you
Feeling
listen to
good.
the song, you like Fashion, but it was that again the vibe that you create with your music from Fashion. The track with DJ Trap.
Okay. The clubbing record with Mano.
Mano, the track with Clubbing. You on that too, bro?
No. Clubbing was
that before?
No. Clubbing was the one me, Baby Jesus, and I think it was like one other artist was on. That was the Clubbing record, and then the second record was Trap and Mano. The
Choosing. That's the one. Yeah, shout outs for sure. Choosing was another record where I thought that's what people needed to hear, like that intro to you in the industry with somebody like a Mano, who is him Trap putting that sound together. Like I don't know, I would have never thought of that, but when I heard it was Mano jumping into your world. Really, 100%. That was like a your record,
and that's really like how I look at it though. Like I'm gonna set the pace like the best way I can. That's why I always ask people like, all right, look, when we work, you want me to go there? You know what I'm saying? Because I know when you allow me to freely take it there, I'ma still dance in your world, but still deliver something that's can be universal. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you want. You want something that can float in any room, no matter what the message is.
They coming to you.
I can be talking about sweeping the floor, but if I make you feel good about sweeping the floor, guess what we gonna do? Sweep the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Have you recognized that yet, JxHines? That maybe and maybe the King Carter record was what people should have realized at the time, that like you being on the record is like a it's that weapon that I've seen artists bring. Shout outs to Mr. 704. A Mr. 704 record does not sound the same if you don't have JxHines on it than any of his other records to me.
I'm waiting on him to drop that. He got one in the tuck. Like I got one. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's the cool thing about it, bro. Like I like the fact that I can go in somebody else's world and still live, and then come back and just do me. Like I know I'm not talking about I'm in that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the same time too, if somebody wants to team up and help me paint their picture, I'm gonna do that. That's my job. You feel me? So, and that's kind of how I look at it. So it just allows me to be able to be versatile as I want to. And then when you really listen to JxHines, it's you in love. I got you in the world because I'm living here, I'm living there. I'm living in your car. I'm living in your bedroom. I'm living when you in the club and it's about to be 1 o'clock. I'm living when you leaving. You know what I'm saying? After you drunk. So
your relationship with them DJs though seems very tight too, because they'll play your song like I done been in a vault and the record spin off, or I done been somewhere and
I earned that.
I was gonna ask like how because people will tell you like Charlotte don't support everybody like they should.
You gotta earn it, man. I earned that.
It didn't come off just today. Here it go and it went. It was years.
That's time, bro. That's time of seeing each other start from like when we're just trying to figure it out. I won't say nothing, but we all trying to get to that place, you know what I'm saying, where you can go to Atlanta and you know what I'm saying, like but I earned it, you know what I'm saying. I worked my way. I paid my dues, you know what I'm saying, and I earned real people relationships and respect, and that's what it is at the end of the day. So when you got a guy that's shown love all his life, never wanted nothing from nobody, never asked nobody for nothing. However I had to do it, I had to get it, you know what I'm saying, and real people can relate to that because they know I ain't trying to be nothing I'm not, you know what I'm saying. They're like, nah, this a genuine dude. He being himself. He good at what he do, and they see that, and they see me grinding, and the way I move, a lot of people, feel like it's common to see a rapper move like the way I'm not trying to move, but the way I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? So
social media,
you feel me? Like most people get that from a rapper because it's like, dang, it's all in your face. But when you hear it, it's like, whoa. It's like, nah, what what you mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's the same person, and a lot of people get it confused. So I just take pride in the fact that I paid my dues, and I respected the game. I respected the DJs. You know what I'm saying? And then that come from the hosting side of things too. Like,
Facts.
a lot of people forgot. Like,
Facts.
I was the one, like, working underneath people rocking the parties.
You wasn't afraid to switch a lane though, because you probably could have stayed in that lane with people that you close with now that I'm sure are in that lane, doing great. But it was like, why not be able to switch? And that's still something you can do, but you was versatile enough to allow yourself to use those relationships now.
Yeah, I just seen it as a platform. I just was like, I know, like, I was just naturally good at it. It wasn't nothing that I planned. I just was good at, you know what I'm saying, just doing it.
But they seen that in you too, though.
100%. And it started, it started really like opening other segues. But aside from that, it just like I struggled. I was at a point where like I didn't know if I wanted to do music. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want people to know I could sing, and I didn't know why. But I just was like,
Yeah, it got like that.
No, I was in that place like before. I just said like, yo, damn. But nah, it's like you gotta understand, bro. Like when you got a gift, bro, like that's, and especially when you like you blessed with a gift, bro. Like people want that. You know what I'm saying? So it requires a lot. It comes with a lot, and I just wasn't was I in a space like is that what I want to do? So when I made up in my mind and I flipped that switch,
let's go.
It's just for like this how I gotta provide. So that's how we rocking.
JxHines-This live. This is the third interview series. My number one song, they did the whole Apple replay of 2019 on my Apple playlist, was Fireflies. So I say out of everybody I done played, hell, I was in a goddamn video with 200-something million views. That wasn't number one on my list. It was this guy, because that song, like you said, it really spoke to more than just, you hear Fireflies and you think like, what is this? But when you really dig into it and you say, like if we can break down just some of the lyrics, like just
shout out 20 by the way.
I got 20 on my beat. J-Stack, shout outs to I got 20 on my beat, who happens to be joining us live. Say something, I appreciate you, man. This guy always keeping me right, man. Like he did on the record, just put his touch on it, you know what I'm saying? Made it go just the way it needed to go. But talk about, was that, before we get into the video, let's talk about the record and how it came together. Was it, something you already had written out?
Nah. That whole record came together, like, really by mistake, because, I won't say mistake, because it came together like how it was supposed to come together, but it was something where I was just wrapping up a session, and I had, recorded something else prior to that record, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the morning, and J Stacks played the beat for me, and when I heard it, I just started singing Fireflies. But before I say that, 2 weeks prior to hearing or singing those lyrics, I heard Fireflies in my dream, and this is no lie. And so, literally, I thought it was weird, but I got up and I put it in my notes, and then literally when I heard the beat, it was like 3 in the morning. I guess I must have been in that channeling that type of energy, but I started singing Fireflies, and J Stacks looked at me crazy and was like, "Really, bro?
That's where you going with it?"
And I was like, "Watch." And I didn't write it; it just came out. And I'm gonna say this too. I don't write, so that's kind of like.
Do you punch, or is it just like it's kind of like?
I won't give you all the sauce, but just know like I don't write.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just more of a process, and I understand structure. You know what I'm saying?
So you say I'm dramatic. Yeah. By the way I'm acting.
It's a lullaby.
Shoot me down, semi-automatic.
You probably need to.
Reload.
From dragging all that baggage. You know what I'm saying? Like, half of that, I was speaking to myself. Like, it'll go over your head.
Yeah, no.
You feel me?
That's why it connects. I hear you though.
But I think what made it a hit, and another thing is, as soon as I cut the record, on everything I said, this is no exaggeration. This record gonna change my life. I didn't know how, I didn't know to what magnitude, I didn't know when. Right. But I promise you, I was like, this record gonna change my life. Man. And I promise you, I put it to effect too, and I started testing it. And I never had. I cut a lot of records. I had fashion. Yep. I had all kind of records, bro. Y'all heard a whole EP from
Waterfall.
me. Everything. Mean records, my old tape. You know what I'm saying? But like, I never had people gravitate to anything. Like, it was like a craving. It was like, no, I need this, and it's showing. Yeah. analytics to say that.
I was about to say, I know the numbers ain't lying.
It's not exaggerated. It's spreading and it's like a wildfire. So I'm just waiting on that moment. I can't tell you when, can't tell you how, but when it do that,
I don't think it's for you to even predict because you putting in the work, and I think
100%.
you understand process.
Yeah,
I think you understand. What you're doing right now is you done laid the groundwork, and I think you starting to see the benefits of what it's supposed to be.
100%.
And a record like Fireflies.
Oh, that's a classic. That's a
shout out to Funk
classic.
Flex. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he broke it. Nah, that's really
that's
when
what
it went
got
crazy.
me, bro. I said, y'all realize we got a record here. This is early last year.
Yeah.
Playing in New York, Funkmaster Flex live on the spin in the mix.
For that. So he dropped it, and New York went crazy, and phones started calling, and shit started happening, and none of it just came together. Yeah. So, like they say, perfect timing. So I'm watching it grow in front of my face, and that's kind of like the scary part because it's like I know it's impacting, but some days it don't feel like it's always impacting. But the more I step out and I'm seeing like, oh no, this is really making impact. And it's kind of like just enjoying that process right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keep enjoying it, bro.
100%.
Let's go ahead and play the video. We got JxHines live with us, man, making it cool to love again. Introduce it for him. Introduce who directed the video. Just give him a quick intro.
Shout out to my boy Timmy Shirley and Matt Hopkins. Those are my guys, man. Those are my guys. You feel me? I wrote the whole treatment. Wrote the whole Firefly treatment myself, so that was written by me. Wow. Oh yeah, that's something a lot of people didn't know. Yeah.
So when y'all watch this,
I wrote that. I wrote
the whole
that's
joint. Hard, bro.
And they were just crazy enough to create my vision, and that's why I love them for it. So they're my guys. But I wrote the whole joint. So what y'all about to see when I'm introducing to some, and maybe you know it already. I don't know.
Hopefully,
but this is Fireflies. It's gonna be the biggest video in the world one day. R&B. Making it cool to love again. JxHines.
All right.
Watch that. Spread it. Share it.
We'll be right back. This, that, and the third. Stick around.
I know you see fireflies, fireflies, let them light your way, hey, to your heart. I know you see fireflies, fireflies, let them light your way through the dark. You left me here for stranded. Look at where we landed. It's going down Titanic. Trying not to panic. Ain't no need in wasting time, wasting time. Look at all this damage. Got me feeling all abandoned. I need to know now, know now, 'cause I need understanding. Hey, hey. I know you see fireflies, fireflies, let them light your way, hey, to your heart. I know you see fireflies, fireflies, let them light your way through the dark. You say I'm dramatic by the way I'm acting. Shoot me down, send me automatic. You probably need to reload from dragging all this baggage. I had to put a claim on you, cause baggage claim ain't had no name for you. I know you see fireflies, yeah. Fireflies left and light your way. Hey, to your heart, light me up. I know you see fireflies, fireflies, let them light your way through the dark. Light me up, light me up, light me up, light me up, light me
Wallaby Hill.
Back in the building is then the third interview series. Steven the Dream, Jay Hines. We just watched that video for Fireflies.
Yes, sir.
#1 video, man. I'm telling you that the creativity.
It's gonna hit.
And you directing the visual, you put it together, not directed, but wrote it.
Wrote the whole thing, top to bottom, man.
Casted it. You cast it?
I casted the girl.
The girl.
So many people turned it down. I was
Really?
like, man, people trying to get their rent paid. I was just like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
No, she gave it a.
But
gave
you
it a
know
great
why? I'm glad. Shout out to Autumn too, man. She's super dope, man. But you know, I'm glad she did it because like she was super humble about it. You know what I'm saying? She stood on the tree. Like, bro, it was like bugs and fire ants. Like that was real.
Y'all was
stuff.
really out there in the like
Yeah,
I know a little bit was
bro,
like
we
a little.
we was
but y'all
in the mulch, all that you see.
Oh,
that's real, bro. Those
How
was
many
like,
days? How long was that shoot? Was that?
that shoot altogether was like a 2-week thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But like from a post standpoint, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Mac Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? Like he really like whatever I came up with. I was like, bro, can you create that?
Anything you asked for, he was on it. It wasn't
he created that. From that none of that stuff existed. Like a lot
I
of
checked his
stuff,
workout. He
like
was crazy.
he's a fool, man. That's my guy. So you know, shout out to him for sure. So like, that's kind of how it was. Like they was able to create what I needed, and I was able to just kind of like write freely because I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can this actually can possibly happen. You know what I'm saying? And once I figured out it was real, we went from there. So yeah, that set in post for a while, and then. You know,
I know you was like, oh, I needed.
Nah,
like,
it was, bro. Like it was burning. It was burning, man. You can ask my homie.
I remember when like y'all was shooting the previews, and I'm like, okay, soon. But then it was like it made sense. It made sense why it took the time.
Patience, man. It came out. It hit perfect timing.
Yeah,
like, it hit perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? Everything else has been clicking. Like you know what I'm saying? Everything just been clicking. Clicking perfect timing. So I'm just enjoying it, bro. But like, I wrote the whole joint, and they was able to deliver, and we got some more that we getting ready to up the stakes on. So we just getting started, bro.
I'm excited. I've heard.
And this is all from a independent standpoint.
Facts.
R&B, like
Facts.
understand that's very hard. You feel me to pull off, but I just know like with the people I got around me, you know what I'm saying. I trust them to help me bring out my little fantasies and stuff. So.
I was gonna ask about that. Like your team, like I've seen you perform and merch on point, ready. I seen this person in particular. I want to bring him up if we don't mind.
Yeah,
really,
my dog in here. You know what I'm saying?
Run down on somebody.
But I'm gonna shout all my boys out though.
Yeah, get the team right.
Him, but like my boy Trill, my boy Dub. Sure. You know what I'm saying? My boy Stones. You know what I'm saying? Lou, like my man Jules. Like he really
Jules.
been He be on my side, you dig? So.
No, bro, I'm gonna tell you, like, just knowing Jules, how you doing, Jules, man? Good to see you, as always,
All that.
Like I said, y'all, Jules put me, he really put me on JxHines and really, made me listen to JxHines. It wasn't like, I'll be real, I kind of sugarcoated it, but it was on some, like, no, my man's is hard, like, you don't even understand, like, and I think that having that, like, that dog on your team to go get it,
gotta have it.
How important has it been having somebody to champion you to it's like Jules makes all the music. Jules is Jules, you moving
I'll
that
say
way.
This,
but
he's my alter ego though. Like,
okay.
I say that cause that's the person I be wanting to be, but I know for the sake of business and the sake of just relationships, I understand the business. Like you can't be like that even when you want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just know since day one he just. We're gonna go get it. That's just all we know.
And y'all didn't
that's everybody.
Y'all didn't grow up
together.
together.
We grew together. We met on the promotion level. You know what I'm saying?
So what did you see in Hines then, and to say?
Like I tell him this all the time. Like I'm your friend first. Like I ain't meet him on the music level. I met him as my friend. I was new to the city, and we was throwing parties together, and it was just so crazy. Like he really I ain't have nobody to hang out with.
Yeah, y'all went through things together for sure. Yeah.
He really just needed to ride to the studio, but that's a different story. But
I know
it's a different story in itself. But we bonded, and I just heard one song. He played me one song. It was the first joint that was on YouTube, but
the Rico Love
Rico
remix.
Love.
They don't know joint. Like
they don't know joint. And
the cover.
From there, I was like, bro, you the hardest nigga I ever heard. I don't know if I can curse, but
you do think?
Yeah, I was like, you the hardest nigga I ever heard. And he thought I was like, nah, bro. I was like, you know what I mean? And really, bro, I mean, we got one rule in our crew. I want for my brother what I want for myself. You know what I mean? And that handles everything. Like I want to cheat on my brother if I want my brother cheating on me. I want to lie on my brother if I want my brother, and that handles everything. You know what I'm saying? So if you willing to take from your brother, then you excommunicate it because you willing to basically willing to take for yourself. And you
Right.
get respect for yourself.
Right.
You know, first and foremost, you gotta respect yourself. You know
That's
what I mean?
dope,
So,
man. Cause
yeah.
you know, Jules, just knowing your background, like it, you've had opportunity, I'm sure, to associate yourself with whoever, but like it was always.
It's not nobody I
You know?
can't get around.
Right.
Can't get around, but I'm loyal. Like this is my man's. Like this, I want to see him win. Like you know what I mean. Like I tell him all the time. Like I don't know about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? But you know I'm happy my man's put me on. I can say that proudly. Like yeah, nigga. And I made something out of it. I made him look good, nigga. Like I tell him all the time, nigga, you making me look like a genius. For real.
Facts.
Cause like when it was like every day, this right here to some people may seem little, but it's big to us. Cause we came from just me and him. Like I couldn't even get nobody to even take. I used to scream on niggas, come like, bro.
I know.
I couldn't even get y'all to take a picture. Come take pictures for us and shit.
Right.
Now
right.
like we, you know what I mean. People ask us to do interviews and want to pay for us to do stuff.
It's just
like,
on a small scale of what we get ready to
we know, like we humble, like we
So
just,
let me ask then, Hines, what's next to come? Because I've, you know, this to me, this has been like a 3-year process that I've seen bubbling. It's like watching, you know, one of those artists that you really have, like, you know, not you're not in the category. The J. Cole, watching your stuff bubble up to the point where I'm ready. I feel like you're ready, but what do you think the world is ready for in terms of JxHines and what you ready to provide, man?
What I'm ready to provide, man, is a whole lot of. I'm here to restore and heal, bro. That's all I want to do, and that's gonna speak volume for itself.
Yeah.
So understand when you listen to my music, that's the core value. You know what I'm saying? To heal and restore.
Okay.
And that's what I'm making it cool to love again, and it's gonna spread like a wildfire.
Say that one more time so the people can understand what you really stand for.
I am here to heal
Yeah.
and restore,
Yes.
making it cool to love again.
All day.
It's gonna spread like a wildfire.
Where can they before we get out of here, I want to ask, you know, let the people know where they can find you guys in terms of just, you know, Jules, if you'll start, let them know if they want to find you anything in terms of shout out to the jumpers.
Yeah,
going
that's
crazy.
That's our crew and our clothing line on the jumpers. But everybody's cliff jumper, you know. If you believe in yourself, no matter what nobody say, you feel like you backed in the corner, you still decide to go chase whatever it is that you want to do, whether you're going to be the best plumber or the best artist or the best ball player, producer, doctor, whatever, I don't know. You want to you know, sell shoes or clean shoes, whatever.
You want to do interviews,
yeah,
baby.
you know what I mean? Like everybody in this room, I'm sure their parents told them to do something that they're not doing right now. You know what I mean? So, like, that's cliff jumping, you know what I mean? But at Jules Official, JEWLES Official, at the Jumpers _merch. And, you know, make sure y'all download that Fireflies.
Oh, yeah.
Rewind coming.
Yeah.
Last time.
Rewind?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
EP coming.
All that's
You
coming.
know what I mean? It's a lot, you know, big vibes. Yeah.
Nah, we just, you know, we lining them up. I understand like this. I know all it takes is one.
Yeah.
We understand that. You know what I'm saying? So, just what this next thing is about to get about, I ain't gonna be long with it, but like he said, On Rewind is next. That's about to go crazy. Last Time is up next. That's gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And
I saw the video about to drop. Or
yeah,
video
we got all
shot.
that. We getting all that's in the cut. You know what I'm saying? So now we just you know, we doing all the stuff that got to be handled, and everything else gonna speak for itself.
Right.
So
well, you say you got one, Hines, but it only take one, but you got a couple in the clip, bro.
That's the thing though, and that's the thing. And so by the time we get to the body of the work, but I appreciate y'all for being patient though. That's what they gotta understand. Like, but when I tell you to all be worth the wait, just y'all keep riding with me. Y'all keep streaming Fireflies. Y'all keep sharing it. Y'all keep running it up, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I need y'all. I want to be able to come back and tour in my city and be like, yo, this is a city that broke me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
This my like y'all show so much love. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this home for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what anybody say. This home.
And not to cut you off, anybody watching this that it's not in the Carolina areas, but you want us to come rock with y'all, like y'all listen to the joint, yo, make sure you get at us. Tell your promoters get at us. We on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Book them.
Yeah. But that's JxHines. That's all platforms. JxHines. That's everywhere. Fireflies. Y'all keep staying in tune with me, man.
And I gotta shout out. Yo, I don't know where the camera at, but yo, I gotta shout out. I gotta shout out.
1, 2, 3. I'm looking all over.
Listen, yo, shout out to Steven and his whole crew. But yo, special shout. Listen,
Appreciate you,
on
man.
camera and shake my
I
man
appreciate
hand,
you,
give my
man.
man his flowers.
Appreciate
Man, him when I'm getting back on my podcast and my media time, but it's
My
gonna
first
come
interview
back
right
but-
here. If you want to get to know me, you gotta go find out.
Yo, I'm proud of him, man, for real. Like he came out he just wanted to do sports now, and like he in a whole nother market. Besides that he can tap into
Great
it,
market.
and I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? He does great journalism. He takes it serious. You know what I mean?
That,
and we need more black journalists. You know what I mean? Young black journalists. You know what I mean? Like that's really not looking for the gossip, but looking for like I want to know. You know what I mean? That's something that anything he asks, I'm like, man, I just want to know. I genuinely want to know when I'm interviewing someone. I genuinely want to know. Like a lot of interviewers, you can tell it's just they just looking for the gossip.
Right.
But
Nah,
he
bro.
genuinely want to know.
It's been a process. I told you,
and
I've been
all
on these guys, both of them.
Yeah,
Like,
and
yo,
all you
let's get it done,
media
you know?
people, outlets out there, like that's really the reason why a lot of artists and a lot of people don't want to do interviews because y'all don't really want to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? Really want to get to know them and do your due diligence. Don't just be looking for gossip and BS just so you can get clickbait, man, for real. Because pretty soon artists gonna start wising up. They be doing their own interviews with themselves, and it's coming. It's already starting to happen. Better take these athletes podcasts and they taking it. All right. Yeah, but yo, shout out to you. I just want to give you.
I appreciate that, bro. That's big. That's big. I appreciate y'all.
You know what I mean? Shout out to 20. You know, I'm doing this on camera.
20 is the
20,
man out there, man.
20,
doing his thing.
20 J Stacks.
Yeah, 20 J Stacks, DJ
Sleeves.
Stampede,
Everybody.
Puff, Trap.
Everybody.
Who else? Everybody. Listen.
Everybody.
Anybody. Shout out. Listen.
So many people.
Shout out to Sport and P&Me because I'm. Yo, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? For real, because
Jules
y'all
on
laid
it,
the
boy.
foundation. I just want to make sure
100%.
people get their flowers.
Everybody get their
You know,
flowers.
this may make
Should.
my last. You never know how life crazy.
No,
So
that's
I make
fact,
sure
fact.
let y'all know, like, you know what I
100%.
mean. Shout out
everybody.
to the family. Shout out to the ones back home. You know, that's in our lives that really hold us down. Cause this
Family,
is special.
yeah.
Family, dog.
Big
This,
facts.
like I tell people, this entertainment shit ain't for the weak, dog.
Yeah.
Like
Nah.
media, none of this shit. This
Nah,
ain't
you
for the
gotta
weak,
be- you
dog.
gotta be
Like
strong out here.
if you like all of us, I'm telling you, like it's a prayer group that probably is needed. But yeah, for real, like the people that's trying to do something like this, y'all need to check on them, man, cause niggas ain't right. Because they
Yeah.
you don't understand when I first had a shirt and people like y'all rock with this, like I'm like thinking like it's so nerve wracking just to get to that point. So when someone is showing their music or showing up they videos or whatever, they blogs, like if you rock with, especially say a friend, yo, show support, dog, cause it's so hard to like to show people a side of you that you know everybody like, man, they'll quick to say that's trash, you know what I mean? But yeah, my fault ain't me.
No, you good, Jules. You good. You good. Hey,
you know.
I appreciate both of y'all for coming through, man. It's a real
It's a
dope
pleasure,
interview.
bro.
Where we at with it, T? We right here with it.
Oh,
Make sure
damn.
you guys want to give a huge shout out to Power 104.4 FM Studios for hosting the interview tonight. Huge shout out to Creative Eye Visual, Teasy Da Vinci, Teasy The Flair. I'm gonna let everybody know. Any interview y'all see, the man behind the camera right there, Teasy Da Vinci, Teasy The Flair, he creates all these visuals, man. This man got a crazy story too. If y'all, the way y'all relationship is, I tell you, the same way I'm sure y'all vibe each other.
Yeah.
This guy right here, we wouldn't have none of this right now if it wasn't for bro right
No
here.
respect.
So shout out to Creative Eye Visuals behind the scenes. Make sure you guys give us a follow at This, That, and the Third interview series for more interviews, clips, and freestyles. Make sure you give us a follow at Carolina Heat Up for more Carolina artists, promotions, and marketing. And make sure you give me a follow at Steven The Dream. That's Steven THA Dream on all platforms. We going up all 2020. I ain't gonna say no more.
Yeah.
Big vibes.
Big vibes.
Download that.
I'm gonna go try and you know what I'm saying, get some more music out of Hines. Try to get some more of these clips out of here. Y'all will catch the music when it's time to drop. But This, That, and the Third, we out.